So we've always avoided doing videos like this where we're just sitting down and talking.
It's something that we kind of talked about to begin with, and we didn't really want to do this.
We are very private people and we just don't feel comfortable sharing that much of ourselves. But we've had so many people requesting that we do talk about ourselves and ask what our story is. So we've decided that we should make this information available. For this first video, we just wanted to talk about some basic things with our homestead. One of them is
Goals.
the goals
The goals that
of
we
our
have
homestead.
for the farm.
Yeah.
And I guess we need to ask the question first: why do we have goals?
Yeah, we know quite a few people that have either farms or homesteads, and we ask them what their goals are, and they look at us kind of weird, like why would you need that? But we've found that when we both are aware of what our goals are, either long term or short term, we both can be on the same page, and it really helps with decision making. Like, especially if you're not in the same place at the same time. He's gone to a lot of auctions without me, and he can't get a hold of me because he's out in the middle of nowhere. And
I feel comfortable buying something for the farm, even if it's not something we've discussed.
yeah.
But having goals helps you keep in that decision-making process to where you're both on the same page, and money management, things like that.
Yeah. What was the other thing? Oh, it really helps you to stay motivated. Even if your goal is 20 years out, if you can have that in your sights, that is something you're striving for, it just keeps you motivated to keep going towards that.
So I guess we should talk about the different types of goals we have, because we have real big goals and then we have other
smaller goals.
Little goals underneath it.
Yeah. So for us, the bigger goals are like broad things that are like umbrella type ideas, and then the smaller goals are actually specific things under there. Our largest big goal is to be 100% self-sustainable.
That's probably impossible. Like I don't think it's possible to be 100% self-sustainable with just us two. That's not reasonable, but it is a goal of ours to get as close to that as we can.
Yeah. But if you make every decision based on that goal, even if we never attain that goal, it makes that decision-making process so much easier to go through. What was one of the other ones?
Well, the smaller goals.
Well, no, the big goals.
Oh, the big goals?
Yeah.
Save money.
Always.
And always saving money, but.
Well, I feel like that it gets wrapped up in the 100% self-sustainable.
We can talk more about that later.
Yeah. These are kind of broad ideas. That's one we are always aware of, that is our long-term goal. Every decision we make is geared towards that one. Another one is every decision we make on our farm, we have the welfare of the animals or the plants, whatever it is we're working with, their welfare.
Or Charlie. Yeah.
Their welfare is our top priority, even if it's less convenient for us. The way we raise our cattle, we rotationally graze them every single day. And it would be a lot more easy and convenient.
Yeah, it would be easy to just, here's a pasture, turn them out in there.
Yeah.
You move them once every month or whatever. I think that's one of the things where because we have that goal in mind, we will spend a little bit more of our own time to make that goal happen.
Yeah.
And I think you need to set those goals before you get started, because without that, the motivation disappears.
Yes.
Especially when you're tired and you've been doing stuff all day long, and the cows still need moved. And we keep on each other.
Yeah.
And it's accountability too. We didn't even write that down to talk about, but accountability, we keep each other accountable for making sure all those things happen.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy, get down. Get down, Charlie.
It's hot.
Good boy.
The other one that we've recently kind kind of talked about doing and is actually really important to us, we didn't even realize how important it was to us, is setting up a community around ourselves of other people that are doing similar things or something else that could contribute.
Well,
So
that's not one that you've been wanting to do. I'm more social.
yes, I'm very
She
much an
is
introvert. So.
not. So getting to know the people around the community has been harder for you.
Yeah.
And homesteading is one of those things where a lot of times you're doing it on your own.
Yeah.
And it feels kind of solitary sometimes.
It can get lonely. Yeah.
And it's better to have people, and that there are people that want to do that things, and you would be surprised if you start talking to others how many people want that, but they're not able to do it, or they don't think they are.
So we have a lot of Amish that live in our community, and we've really worked hard on establishing friendships with them. And there's things we're doing that they're not doing. And like one guy, he owns a lumber yard. So it's nice because if you can establish that community and those friendships, you can almost set up a bartering system with them if that friendship develops enough to do things like that. But we always like to have the mindset to, if something happened in the world and we could not get supplies, who around us could we join forces with to kind of make sure that we still could live comfortably?
We want to have sources for those things.
And other people around us as well. But the other thing about that idea is, if something happened, the best way to go about that is to make sure everyone around you is taken care of as well. Because if everyone has enough food, has what the things they need, no one is going to be
they're not going to be wanting to come get things that you have.
You reduce a lot of danger in situations like that, because you're not going to have people going around stealing stuff if everyone takes care of each other.
And the more knowledge that everybody around you has about different things homesteading related, if other people have knowledge about that, it's going to be easier to work with them. And I think that's where we touched on teaching others about what we're doing. And we don't know that much about what we're doing. We don't feel like we're experts at anything.
But that was our last big goal, was to teach others. And part of the reason why we have that as a goal is because when we first started out, we had such a difficult time finding any information on how to do the things we're doing more holistically, the way things used to be done. We found quite a few really old books written in the late 1800s that we use quite a bit. And there are a few people we've come into contact with that have some information, but a lot of it's been trial and error and just in the old materials we found. So
and the mistakes that you make.
Yeah, that teaches us more than anything.
Yeah. And I think we need to try to learn from other people's mistakes as well, because there's other people out there that are doing this, and you're not alone.
Yeah.
And we've really found that you may have to travel a little bit to find the people who are really into it, like you are. But we've also found that the majority of the people that are doing the similar things to what we're doing are really busy, and maybe they don't get out much.
Just like us.
So that's pretty much our goals.
Totally blanked my mind.
I think that's about it.
We could talk about small goals. Like, small goals for us are more the little tiny things, like, oh, this week we need to build a pig hut, or
we need to work on firewood because we need some more firewood build up for the winter.
So
things like that it's an achievable goal that can be done in a shorter period of time.
Yeah, and we need to make sure that they are achievable, because if it's something beyond our capabilities, then that just kind of disheartens you, and then you don't want to try to finish anything. The big goals tend to be more lofty things that are inclusive of many different topics and subjects.
I think that's about it. Okay. Well, we'll catch up to you next time. We've got a bunch more topics we'd like to talk about and share with you guys.
If you guys have any goals or anything you want to discuss along those lines, let us know.
Post it in the comments, even ideas for things that we should talk about, because some of you know what we're doing, some of you don't.
Yeah.
So come up with ideas. We'll discuss whatever.
Yeah. We do a lot of stuff, and a lot of it we don't post because we think people wouldn't be interested in it. So if you have any suggestions, we're completely open to that.
Absolutely. And thank you for watching.